New York versus Texas, part 3. Which state is better to live in? We'll find out. Hey there, welcome back to the Living in Central Texas channel. Again, my name is Diego Martinez, your host, and we're here to provide some value for you. So if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified about everything that's happening here in the Killeen Temple, Texas area. And today we're gonna continue with the fight between New York State and Texas as the greatest state in the union, all right? So let's talk about culture and lifestyle. Texas, known for its friendly, hospitable culture and strong sense of community. Yes, when I first moved down here to Texas, way back 2013, it was kind of a culture shock because up north, you're used to people treating you a certain way, not the most friendly, but yet when I came down here, everybody was like, yes, sir, no, sir, how are you, sir? You know, people would open the doors for you and let you walk, and you would be like, whoa, wow, what? I'm like in a different world down here. So yes, you know, Southern hospitality is a real thing down here in the state of Texas. I mean, don't get us wrong, we'll treat you nice, but if you treat us wrong, we'll treat you wrong back, right? So New York has extremely diverse cultural environment, especially in New York City, which is a melting pot of cultures. Yes, New York City has the most diverse group of people in the world because you can literally say that every single nation on earth has people within its cities, right? You have, for example, you have Chinatown, you have the Italian neighborhoods, right? You have the areas where it could be big Muslim communities, right? You can have Spanish Harlem. You also have Washington Heights, which is a big Dominican area. So you literally have all of these different type of cultures, and the environment in New York is a little bit more rough and tough, right? When it comes to being or treating people a certain way. Now, does that make that people up there are bad? No, absolutely not. It's just the way it is, right? It's just a city lifestyle down here. We're more of calm and tranquil. We like to take things, you know, one day at a time, be a little bit more peaceful. Up there is more of a run all the time. Everything's in a rush, right? So it's just, I guess, you know, with time, the different cultures, the way everyone treats each other, that's the difference. Now, Texas has a wide range of recreational activities, from outdoor adventures to cultural events. And this is true. So down here, a lot of people that like the outdoors, you can go camping pretty much all year round. If some parks also permit it, right? Sometimes they tell you you can't go past, you know, the month of November camping or whatever the case may be in certain areas. But for the most part, you can always go camping. You can go to the outdoors, enjoy the lakes that we have here, or you can go down to the coastline and go out to the ocean, to the Gulf, where you have boat races and great fishing and all these events, right? Now in New York, it's rich in arts, theater, and dining experiences with Broadway, museums, and world-class restaurants. Guys, that's undeniable, right? The movies, right? Hollywood, you have a lot of actors that come from there. The dining experiences are bar none, right? You have some of the top 4-star, 5-star, 3-star restaurants up there, and there's just no denying that, right? So when it comes to at least that, I think New York has the upper hand. New York has a lot of great talent, and it's just throughout the world, everybody already knows that and expects that. But here in Texas, we have vibrant music scenes, like in the city of Austin, which is known as the live capital of the world. Yes, this is good. And here in Texas, in the city of Austin, we have every year, we have an event called South by Southwest. This is where you get all these different types of artists, music scene, depending on the genre that you like. I mean, they have everything going on there, right? Everything from rap to country music to whatever your likes are. So when it comes to live music, yeah, I think we hold the upper hand there, especially in this event, which happens during the springtime in Texas. Now, in New York, you have a little bit more fast-paced lifestyle, urban areas with more laid-back approach, in upstate regions. So upstate New York is kind of a little bit like Texas, where it's a little bit, how would you say, slower. There's, it's a lot of wooded forestry. Plus, upstate New York connects to Canada, right? So if you're all the way up there by like Buffalo, New York, and stuff like that, it may be a slower pace than the city, but in general, New York is always faster paced, right? And the cultures and lifestyles are completely different. When you're up north, you think of southern states like, let's be blunt here, let's be very honest. People that talk of Texas, a lot of times they think that there's nothing but, cowboys and Indians, right? Everyone riding horses. And yes, here in the state of Texas, we still have ranches and we ride horses and a lot of cattle and steer. And, we love our barbecue, our beef, right? But that's not all of Texas, right? But there is that type of mentality. And the same way down here, sometimes people down in the South think of Northerners as, the Yankees, right? These people that are always fast paced, that are rude, that are nasty, that are only out to get you. These are diverse, different types of mentalities. But in general, I know that the people in New York, not everyone is like that, right? It's just, culture and the way it is. Now, number 6, transportation and infrastructure. So Texas is heavily car dependent with less extensive public transportation systems compared to New York. This is very true, especially when you're out in the country, right? So a lot of people here, the infrastructure here in Texas is a little bit different because I would say that 30 to 40% of the state's population are located within the Texas Triangle, which is Dallas. Then you have San Antonio, then you come across to Houston, and then from Houston, you go back up to Dallas. And yes, from Dallas to San Antonio, Austin is right there in the middle. So within that triangle, that's where your vast majority of the people in Texas are going to be. Once you start heading out towards West Texas or to East Texas, people, it starts getting out, people start weeding out. So you have a lot or a bigger, vast landscape out there. And if you're traveling those roads, sometimes for miles on end, you might not see a living soul, right? That's just a reality, which is why Texas is very car dependent, okay? Now, New York has excellent public transportation, particularly in the city with its extensive subway and bus networks. So yes, so New York has the subway. New York has all these taxis, all these buses that in the city, you really don't need a car, right? You have all this infrastructure already put in there. All you need to do is walk, call a taxi comes up, whatever it is, right? So this is something that New York would excel in compared to Texas when it comes to public transportation. Okay, Texas major cities have public transit options, but they are not as comprehensive. So here in Texas, we don't have subway train stations like you do up there in New York. But now with the economy, and you have companies now like Uber and Lyft, they provide options for us here in Texas. And New York, since you already have that infrastructure, they are more walkable in urban areas, reducing the need for a car, just like I said, right? So the infrastructure in New York is able to supply the demand, while here in Texas, we're developing and we're still growing because the vast majority of Texas, believe it or not, is still land. Okay. Now, Texas, extensive highway systems facilitate travel within and between cities. So because there's so much land here, there are a lot of roadways that make it easier for people to travel. Sometimes people go through the city, but like, let's say the city of Austin, the infrastructure does not support the people that are there. So it's in constant growth. Well, you can actually say that all throughout Texas. It's in constant growth. So you're always going to have people backed up. You're always going to have people in traffic, just like if you're up there in the city in New York. You know how bad traffic can be if you're stuck. But the good thing is that these roads, you always have certain roads that can bypass that traffic area and you can go around. Sometimes when you're in the city, you're just stuck, right? So that's a plus down here. In New York, you're well connected by trains and buses throughout the state. So let's go to number 7, outdoors and recreational activities, right? So Texas, abundant outdoor activities such as hiking, camping, and water sports are a major thing here in the States. In the state of Texas, so the good thing about this is that throughout, because we spoke in the previous video about climates and weather, since throughout the whole year, over 300 plus days of the year, it's sunny, which is great. Those other 60 plus days are, when it's either super cold in the 2 months of January and February, or when it rains, or when, we just have bad weather climate. But in reality, over 300 plus days of warm weather, sun shining, a lot of people like to go fishing in our area. We have lakes here. We have Belton Lake. We have Stillhouse Hollow Lake, so you can catch and get some bass, which is great, and there's a lot of water sports that we do here along the coast and the lakes and everything. Now, New York has diverse outdoor activities ranging from skiing, snowboarding, Adirondacks, to hiking in the Catskills. Sorry about that, guys. It was hard to pronounce, but upstate New York, when it snows, you have snowboarding and you have skiing. And people love those. I'm going to be honest with you, that's not my type of sport. I don't like that. But if you like that type of stuff, well, and New York is a great place, especially in the wintertime, to enjoy those outdoor activities. I hope this information is becoming very valuable. If we're providing value for you guys, hit that notification bell, like it, and subscribe to our channel. And better yet, if you want to hop on a call and you want to talk, our information is provided in the link below. You can send us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'll likely be able to talk with you and see you wherever you are. So talk to you soon. Take care.